It started as a whisper around 3 a.m. on May 26, 2025. By sunrise, everyone from rap blogs to morning show hosts was replaying the same 30-second phone recording. A dimly lit room, unmistakable laughter, and King Harris, T.I.'s swagger first heir, caught in an intimate moment with another man. Screenshots flew across X, TikTok remixers set it to trap beats, and the clip tore through Reddit like wildfire. What shocked fans wasn't the relationship itself. It was the brutal clash between King's stand-on-business image and the vulnerability on screen. Within 12 hours, his socials were frozen. No stories, no live rants, just silence. And in the influencer economy, silence is gasoline. That quiet stretched for 2 straight days. Every refresh felt like bait, nothing came. Rumors sprinted ahead instead. Was the leak an ex's revenge? A hacker for clout? Or worse, someone inside the Harris clan? But the internet wasn't done. By day 3, a second wave hit. Screenshots of an alleged DM suggesting King had already ordered a DNA test for the infant he'd introduced to fans just 6 months earlier. Suddenly, the leak wasn't only about sexuality. It was about fatherhood, legacy, and the one thing rap dynasties guard most: bloodlines. Tiny, never one to watch chaos erode her family, jumped on Instagram, posing with the newborn in a candy cane photo set, clapping back at clickbait lies, and swearing she'd teach a lesson if needed. And yet, the embers only glowed hotter. December 2024 had been peak Hallmark. King cradled Baby K on live, bragging about nocturnal sing-alongs and sleepless devotion. Fans swooned, even critics softened. Then the May leak rewound everything. A TikTok gossip page claimed T.I. went ballistic after a secret lab result proved King wasn't the father. Comments poured in faster than moderators could mute them. Zonique Pullins, King's older sister, rolled her eyes on X. LOL, what street this word come off of chili? But the pushback barely dented the narrative. After all, Tiny's pep talk post didn't come with paperwork, and rap spectators respect receipts over reassurance. King's closest friends alleged he'd been stewing for months, afraid that confirming paternity doubts would brand him irresponsible. Pride, they said, is heavy when your last name prints headlines. And as King stayed invisible, YouTubers filled the void. Hour-long exposés with thumbnails screaming DNA bombshell racked up millions overnight. One commentator even claimed to have court-stamped documents, though when pressed, he mumbled about blurred identifiers and pivoted to merch plugs. Still, perception beats proof on the timeline, and the idea stuck. Maybe Baby K wasn't King's after all. King's public life has always felt like an audition tape. 1 minute flexing designer grills, the next eating instant noodles out of foil to prove project's cred. Skeptics mocked the double life, dubbing him suburbia's toughest. T.I. once dismissed his son's antics as pure trolling, but critics argued that trolling becomes truth when millions tune in daily. The leaked tape ripped the mask completely. For supporters, it exposed a young man finally living authentically. For haters, it proved King was all facade, stealing struggling artists' stories while hiding private choices he feared wouldn't match the persona he'd sold. Either way, the contradiction lit social feeds on fire, because nothing drives watch time like watching a crafted image melt in real time. Barely a week after the leak, a brand new Instagram account at Harris Truth Bomb began hinting that the tape was only Chapter 1. Posts featured blurred family photos captioned, "Jealous blood can poison deeper than any enemy." Hashtags implicated a cousin known for live streaming at Harris gatherings. Internet sleuths pounced, cross-referencing unfollow patterns, old TikTok cameos, even holiday dinner seating charts. No concrete proof surfaced, but the narrative that family did it grew too salacious to ignore. Bloggers recycled DMs alleging King's relative had spent months hoarding receipts, texts, hotel cams, everything, after feeling iced out of the Harris inner circle. The theory had legs because, honestly, who else could capture that level of access? And betrayal always plays better than hacking in the algorithm of outrage. On June 14, 2025, at 2:07 a.m. Brisbane time, King's dormant socials flickered back. A single, unfiltered video appeared. No beats, no edits, just the glow of a desk lamp. He looked wrecked, jaw tight, eyes swollen. "I ain't hiding no more," he began, voice cracking. Then came bullets. The leaked clip was real, filmed with someone he loved. He didn't consent to its release and believed it was orchestrated by kin blood who envied his spotlight. Yes, he'd requested a DNA test months back. Results were in transit. He'd spent years pretending to be a street soldier because that's what he thought the Harris brand demanded. No tears fell, but his hands trembled. 23 minutes later, he closed with, "Truth hurts, but lies kill." He dropped the hashtag #King's Truth and went dark again. Within an hour, it was trending worldwide. Support poured in. Lizzo tweeted heart emojis. Jaden Smith urged fans to protect black men exploring identity. Meanwhile, battle rap forums roasted him for reinventing the victim narrative. Tiny posted a teary selfie captioned, "Proud of my baby's courage." T.I.'s pages stayed midnight black. Corporate reactions came swiftly. A mid-June energy drink launch featuring King vanished from the brand's website. 2 festival gigs quietly scrubbed his name from flyers. Small clubs in Houston and Charlotte canceled paid walkthroughs after community concerns. Music collabs stalled as PR teams calculated risk. In hip-hop, where reputation can tilt charts, radioactive status spreads faster than a bad single. Friends claimed sponsors wanted a public apology and a clean narrative before reinstating deals. King's counteroffer: silence until DNA results dropped and legal counsel pinpointed who leaked the tape. Each day offline cost thousands, but he seemed ready to torch a bag if it meant saving face, or maybe just breathing. By July 2025, King's camp teased there were multiple paths on the table. Litigation. His lawyers drafted invasion of privacy suits aimed at John Jane Does inside the family tree. Reality TV redemption. Streaming platforms courted the Harris clan for a therapy-style docuseries. Tiny loved the idea. T.I. recoiled, calling it exploitation on top of betrayal. Podcast confessional. King wanted a long-form sit-down with Charlemagne the God to unpack masculinity, family legacy, and how the industry steamrolls authenticity. No date set. Meanwhile, fan theories multiplied. Some swore more tapes existed. Others believed the DNA test would confirm Baby K's legitimacy and King would emerge a sympathetic phoenix. And a loud minority insisted this was all a PR stunt for an upcoming EP, ignoring the sponsorship carnage and legal threats piling up. By July 2025, King's camp teased there were multiple paths on the table. Litigation. His lawyers drafted invasion of privacy suits aimed at John Jane Does inside the family tree. Reality TV redemption. Streaming platforms courted the Harris clan for a therapy-style docuseries. Tiny loved the idea. T.I. recoiled, calling it exploitation on top of betrayal. Podcast confessional. King wanted a long-form sit-down with Charlemagne the God to unpack masculinity, family legacy, and how the industry steamrolls authenticity. No date set. Meanwhile, fan theories multiplied. Some swore more tapes existed. Others believed the DNA test would confirm Baby K's legitimacy and King would emerge a sympathetic phoenix. And a loud minority insisted this was all a PR stunt for an upcoming EP, ignoring the sponsorship carnage and legal threats piling up. Whether you see King Harris as a fraud exposed or a young man finally unmasked, one fact remains. The spotlight that builds legends also spot checks their cracks. Fame, once a shield, morphed into a magnifying glass until nothing stayed hidden. Not secrets, not insecurities, not the cost of living for other people's applause. Now, the Harris dynasty faces a crossroads. Does it circle wagons and double down on pristine branding? Or does it let each member speak their messy, human truth? If King chooses transparency over theatrics, he might salvage more than a career. He might reclaim himself. And if rap's royal family can't reconcile in public, their silence may speak louder than any record ever could. What do you think? Is this the implosion of a hip-hop legacy, or the hard reset it needed all along?